Hey, gorgeous friends. Welcome to this episode of the Late Bloomer Show. I'm so glad that you're here. So, a couple of days ago, I launched the new name of the podcast, The Late Bloomer Show from the Date Brazen podcast. And I also launched my brand new website. It is so beautiful. And my intention with all of this is that you, from the moment you step foot into our community, onto our site, onto our podcast, you feel belonging, you feel less alone, you feel like what you want is possible. And you know that this is a feminist movement where it is never too late. Never too late. And so if you haven't checked it out already, go to datebrazen.com to check out the new site and the new visuals and the beautiful folks who joined me for our photo shoot. I think that you'll have a great time checking out the differences over there. And I invite you to join me in celebrating that because I'm so pumped. So, we renamed the podcast. I renamed the podcast The Late Bloomer Show really intentionally for a couple reasons that I want to share. And I've also gotten a couple of questions from folks that have said, like, I don't identify with a late bloomer label. And is this podcast still going to be for me? Is it going to change in a way that I feel left behind? Or is it not going to be for me anymore? And this episode is here to answer that. In short, this movement, this podcast, this business that I run, the programs that I get to run, the book that I got to write, it is all in service of this feminist movement where it is never too late for you to get what you want, for you to claim more, to come home to your preferences, to come home to yourself, to learn the skill of self-compassion, to start shooting your shot with less fear and more courage day to day in your love life and everywhere. So that movement remains the same work that I've gotten to do with you over the last 5 years of this podcast, the work that I've done over the last 7 years in Date Brazen as a whole, that remains the same. I wanted to call out this late bloomer thing as a podcast title because I saw that those who felt like late bloomers or those who feared they were late bloomers were really struggling with belonging. And if you don't identify with the late bloomer title, then maybe you'll identify with just feeling behind where you quote should be by now. Maybe you'll identify with feeling like you want something, it's not here yet, and the space between those two things can be tension packed. So if you feel that way, then this podcast is for you. And I wanted to specifically name the Late Bloomer Show, the Late Bloomer Show, because I believe that if you serve, when we serve the people who feel the most behind, then everybody gets served better. Everybody gets served well. And so even if you don't identify with late bloomer for whatever reason, maybe you've been in a lot of relationships, maybe you've had a lot of sex, maybe you have been married once or many times before, welcome. You're here. And you're probably here because you've been fed a lot of patriarchal BS in your dating life that tells you that you're too late, not enough, too much. And again, I'm going to repeat myself. This is a feminist movement for anyone who feels like they're too late, too much, or not enough. And it's a space where you're never too late, where what you want becomes more possible than you could realize because of how you will learn to show up for yourself. So this late bloomer show is shorthand for something bigger. It's shorthand for if you feel like your timeline is not right, quote unquote, for you, that you should have been somewhere else by now, then come in and reclaim your timeline with me. Come into this space and be in belonging with other people who are right there with you and who have your back. We're going to grow in this space. We're going to continue to grow in this space. And I cannot wait for you to join us. So this movement is for you. If you've ever been shamed for wanting more, you've shamed yourself for wanting more. If you felt behind in any freaking way in your love life or elsewhere, it's for people who are ready to stop dating with all of the freaking pressure and self-blame and instead are ready to step into the most joyful, magnetic season of their love life and beyond. This podcast is for you if you've never dated before and you're 35. This podcast is for you if you have been married twice and are starting over from scratch and you don't know where to start. This podcast is for you if you've attracted nothing but first dates and situationships. This podcast is for you if you just went through a big breakup and you don't know how to start over dating and you want to do it differently this time to magnetize a better relationship for you, the right relationship for you next time. It is never too late. to want more, to attract it, to learn something new, to get new evidence that what you want is possible. It is never too late to attract what you want. I firmly believe that. I've seen it in my clients, and I've seen it specifically in those that feel like late bloomers who never felt like dating was an option for them, who were working on caregiving or working on degrees or just felt really scared in general to date. So, is this podcast for you if you don't identify as a late bloomer? Hell freaking yes. The podcast is not going to change in terms of the content that we deliver. It's just going to explicitly name what we've been already doing, which is helping those that feel most behind in their dating lives, in their love lives, in their lives in general. And in doing so, it's going to support every one of our listeners who don't know what to do next to magnetize the right relationship, who don't know what to do next to build a joyful dating life. What even does that mean? Who don't know what to do next to start attracting what they want with more main character energy. That's why we're here. And the podcast episodes that I have for you over the next few weeks and months are so freaking good. I'm doing more coaching sessions with people who are just like you to hear what it's like to go from feeling hopeless to hopeful, hope-filled. I have coaching sessions where you will hear a very tactical, actionable strategy where I'm going to coach somebody through not knowing what to do at all in their dating life to having a dating profile that is magnetic and joyful by the end of an hour together. That is coming up in the next few weeks. I also have a sex therapist coming on. We've already recorded the episode. Suffice it to say, every single one of your sex questions will probably be answered in that episode. I can't wait for you to listen. We have a nervous system expert, an expert in codependency, and bringing her on to talk about how to end emotional outsourcing, how to end this experience of somebody else knows better than me. That is coming up soon. I'm so excited for all of the content that I have for you with this Late Bloomer show. And I'm really grateful that you're in this community. And I'm really glad that you tune in every single week or whenever you do. It is an honor to be in your ears. It is an honor to be in your life. And I'm really grateful for you. See you next week.